All right, Big Bang, welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. It is May 24th. MRags on. We're going to do the order now. So, MRags, our social media guy Danny, has a number 1 through 5 behind his back. What number is it?
I'm going high. I'm going 5.
It is 5.
Ooh, it is 5.
Yes, let's go.
You have choice 1 through 5.
Where do you want to draft?
I got to go 1.
All right, there we go.
Don't love that.
1 through 4, Carl.
3. I'll
Wow.
take 2.
All right, 1 through 3, Chief.
2. No. Fuck you, Danny.
Dave.
1. Yeah. I'll take 3.
Jesus. 1. No. All right, what do you want, Chief?
Take 4.
All right, I'm 5th.
Rags, Carl, me.
All right, so there we go. Snake Draft Monday. Here we are, fictional video game character draft. MRags is here. You are the Barstool Game Time guy with Smitty, is that correct?
Correct.
So what I was going to say beforehand, when did you get hired? About a month ago? Less than a month ago?
Almost exactly a month ago. So April 19th was my official first day.
And you and Dave have been playing games for a while now, right? All throughout quarantine and shit?
We have pretty much for over a year now, probably, Dave.
Yeah, maybe 13, 14 months. But, yeah, right around there.
What's the best adjective you could use what it's like to play games with Dave? And be completely honest.
I'll be brutally honest. Dave has 2 speeds, and one of them is like great teammate, truthfully. And I'll start off with the good. Dave can either be a great teammate where the skill is in there, but he'll do exactly what you command. And then other times, there's some outside of, stuff influencing him, and he can't drop you a sniper even though you're shouting in his ear.
My down button isn't working. My down button wasn't working.
What do you mean outside factors? Like he's 3-cheat a little too hard?
Yes, that was a lot. That had a lot to do with it.
Could have been anything, like that kind of going on. But that was something with a 3-cheat night with Dave, and it was an all-time clip. But one of the most frustrating moments of my life gaming.
I was trying so hard to drop that fucking sniper rifle, and then Matt was yelling. The other Matt was yelling at me to drop ammo. So I'm like, what the fuck do you guys want me to drop? So I just started dropping everything because I was trying to run into this cloud of smoke that's like tear gas. It kills you. And I had a gas mask on, and it only lasts so long. And these guys are all just frustrating me, and I was fucked up off 3-chi.
You're in
and my
different
down
clouds.
button wasn't working, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm just dropping everything. Like, drop.
So when you say...
He didn't say his down button wasn't working. He just started
It started that
panicking.
night. It started that night.
Yeah, but his point is you didn't say that. Why? Like, that wasn't your reasoning at the time. Like, you just said nothing.
Well, I had 2 guys yelling at me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm trying to, get around it.
He froze.
So when you say he's a great teammate, does that mean, he'll just walk into the sniper fire for you and, takes...
Yeah, I'm the lure.
Okay.
I'm the
Phenomenal meat shield.
Okay.
Phenomenal
meat shield. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
I'm
wondering
the lure.
if
So
there was a term for
there's
that.
a team of 4, few hundred yards away. I'm like, all right, I'll be the first one to go, and they all start trying to fuck me up.
Yeah.
Put bullets into my head.
And then they give away their positions.
Well, no, and then the other guys can readjust and, and get better angles.
Yep.
Regardless, Rags, welcome to the show. And I wanted to say,
Thank
too,
you.
you have a PR team, and I've never seen anything like this at Barstool before. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm actually not. I'm actually surprised by that.
So I haven't told you guys. So this guy Rags, initially when he gets hired, there's producers for Game Time. Radio Brent reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, we'd love to have him on a draft. We're trying to push this guy." I said, "Yeah, we'll get him on. Just give you a couple weeks, whatever." So nice. He's got people pushing for him in that aspect. And then last weekend when I was in the office, Devlin comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man, MRags was the number 8 blogger on the site last week." He's like, "I'd appreciate it if you bring it up at the Day Fortnight show."
Damn.
I'm like, "Damn, this guy is, he's got people after him, so that's nice."
Thank you.
I don't think anyone really has that when they first start.
Well, I think
Not
that
at
means
all.
we're into game time hard.
Yeah.
we should be.
He also seems like a nice guy.
And that's what I was going to say. That's
Yeah.
after I met him a few times, I was like, okay, people really like him because he's a nice guy. So I'm happy to have you.
I had to yell at him a few times for that, actually.
For
I'm
being
like,
too nice?
Yeah, I'm like, you need to call me
Yes.
an asshole. Call me a name or something.
One of the first nights I got hired, me, Smitty, White Sox Dave, and Dat Boy Matt were playing Warzone, and Dave was like, "All right, now that you're hired, you have to be mean to me." And I was like, "What?" But now, it's turned for the worst, and I'm start screaming at him now. But yeah, I did have to make that adjustment from "Hey, Dave, what's up? How are you?" to Dave, what the fuck are you doing? So easy adjustment.
There you go. But no, yeah, you are a
Natural
nice guy,
adjustment.
and I'm happy that you're on. And yeah, that's kind of how it
Happy to be
works. So it's good to have you. So before we begin, Congratulations to myself on winning the music video draft. I don't have much else to say. It was a fun draft. It was Dave. Do you feel released after that one?
What do you mean released?
Well, you know what I mean. How's the bucket was full after that?
How's
I
your
don't think it
plumbing?
was full.
Pipes
I mean,
cleared?
you guys, like I've said this time and time again. I just say out loud what everybody thinks. That's it. That's all there is to it. Like, you guys are all thinking what I'm saying, so your cum is all building up anyways.
I know, but Dave, there's magic in the way that you deliver your vile comments. When you're a foul boy, as Ed likes to say.
I know how to time it up correctly and tee it up.
The only thing that bothered me, I would say, from that draft is the amount of people who thought we didn't get your movie reference.
I didn't think any of you guys did, honestly.
Really?
I really didn't think so.
I don't think you said the full quote.
I mean, I didn't plan on
close.
saying that,
It's
but
such a textbook movie quote that, like, what were you going to stop the show and be like, oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I mean,
from
the
old
way you guys
school.
responded to it, I didn't think that you guys.
I was just cracking up because it was like that. Like, you used it perfectly.
It was perfect. Yeah.
You're right.
I didn't like plan on using that though. It's just like at the time I was like, oh, Britney Spears red jumpsuit. Like, I wonder what she's wearing.
It is also like the fucking 856 most ridiculous thing that was said in that.
True. That is a fair point. That is a fair point.
So you feel good?
Power
though?
rankings.
No, I don't feel good because I got hosed on the.
I don't think you got hosed. I think you took that NWA, and I and a lot of people didn't know that as much.
I think
people
Eddie,
are idiots. Though.
Eddie deserved to win that one.
People are fucking morons. People are idiots. The like, it's an iconic music video.
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying
I would.
My whole purpose on this planet is to educate the masses.
That's
And
your
when I'm going into NWA Express Yourself and the meaning behind that song, the music video, like, go and watch it. Go and, like, absorb the information I'm giving to you on a silver platter. Don't just watch it and be like, oh, it's just a bunch of guys walking around, because it's more than that. It's more than that, Ed.
So deep.
It's so deep. It's deep. Deep.
Right.
Deep.
How deep?
Wow.
we'll do a book
Deeper
report on
than
this.
Ryan's about to get.
WSD,
No, I'm
where
not
the
gonna
D
do that.
stands for deep.
WS Deep. I like that.
Boy, I kind of like that, too.
Before we actually get started, though, JP Graziano, if you're watching the video version, that's on YouTube. We got the beef kicks on our desk. Beef kits, sorry. Mm-hmm. You can go to tasterealchicago.com, or you can go to the store at barstoolsports.com, and you can get these. I mean, it's if you don't know about these by now, I don't know what to tell you, right? They got the Jardiniere in there, the Mezzo. Nice. It's a medium blend for all you people that don't know that. And then we got the spices, the seasoning. So we did a whole tutorial.
And they've got the recipe on the bottle.
Yep.
So literally all you have to do is just buy the box.
Yep.
Buy the box. It's
You can
idiot-proof.
watch the video if you need more help, and we've obviously talked about this recipe. We retweet it 1,000 times a week. So you see the baptisms and all that stuff. But literally, if you just buy the box,
You'll be fine.
that's all you need.
If you can read, you can make this.
And the packaging there's something that feels special. So if you're like looking to give a gift too, obviously this is a great
That's
one.
a good call.
Yep. Taste
Father's
Chicago.
Day
Yeah,
around the
Memorial
corner.
Day and Father's Day coming up, perfect for either occasion.
Beautiful.
A father-in-law is a great gift for a father-in-law. It's a great gift for a dad. It's a great gift for yourself.
Very good. TasteRealChicago.com. Go get your beef kit. All right, fictional video game character draft. MRags, Carl, White Sox, Dave, Chief, Eddie. MRags, you're on the clock.
All right, I'm going to say I do think I jumped the gun with number one, but I wanted number one so bad because there is no one more iconic in video games than Master Chief from the Halo series.
See,
That's my pick. Master Chief, lock it in.
All right.
That's why I went
where
two, just
age
hoping
is going to
I'd be able
be
to get
a
it
big
bad.
difference. So you're 24, right,
Yeah,
Rags?
clear number one.
Yeah,
Clear.
I am.
You think
24, correct.
Master Chief's number one?
I think Master Chief, because listen.
Do you know who
and I'm
Master Chief is?
Can I just, the Halo.
Halo.
Series. Can I just make an assumption
Yes.
and respond, please? Is that what got you so into video gaming, Halo 2 and
Yeah.
Halo? Is that's
it was-
the linchpin for a lot of you guys, right?
It was Halo 3 for me, but like Halo 2 is so iconic that it brought like so many gamers that are like my age and a little bit older. That was like the first competitive game that everyone got into and like invested hours and hours and hours on end. You had LAN parties. So Halo 2 and 3 were definitely like the games that brought everyone to like where we are now.
I'd agree with that. that said, your age is definitely showing with that pick. Like before looking up,
I don't mean to tip my hand, but it wasn't on my board. Even though it's not nothing
Right.
against that, but I'm just not.
I knew who it was. Like we used to have like hockey team parties, and that would we would play that game.
Okay.
But or if you were in a tournament or something, like somebody would bring a system, and like a bunch of people would play it. But it was just like it was never my game. But I like you say the name Master Chief, like even I know it.
Gotcha.
So.
And you that you knew it, you wanted it. That's a good.
Master
cutoff
Chief's great.
thing.
Listen, because the character's fucking awesome. The games
Right.
are amazing, and it kind of transcended and got into groups of friends. And I remember,
yeah,
like,
that
where
was
we,
like the first.
I remember being a
stream- not
senior at
streaming.
college and being over at the ATL house, and it would be like, "Yo, we're pre-gaming playing Halo 2." It was like, what?
Right.
And like that just became a thing where like, yeah, a group of guys and like the 2 lowest kill counts, their controllers are up, and like, you know, how the fuck did that get into the social circle?
Do you consider it a worthy number 1 overall?
Yes.
I would not know. I would not.
It would not have been my pick, but I understand where he's going with that. Like I think that'll
Yeah,
That'll
But
definitely
the
play
question
with
is
the
if it's a
younger
worthy
crowd.
number 1 overall.
So
Yeah,
that
like
was
that's-
right when I kind of stopped with video games until recently. But Halo 1 and 2 to me, like I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours playing those 2 games. And then once I graduated college, I was just done with it. So like video games in general, but I mean I would say that Master Chief definitely paved the way for where we are now. And I mean, video games are fucking exploding in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
You see guys like Nick Merckx
Right.
and shit. Like, there's no Nick Merckx or Aiden or Tommy or any of those guys without Master Chief.
Right.
And I
Yeah,
think-
that's exactly my stance. I know I'm going out more towards like the real gamers, but anyone who has gamed like coming up for the past, let's call it 12, 15 years, Master Chief has a special place in your heart.
There you go, Master Chief off the board. Carl, you're up.
Okay, I think I got to get some value here that's not going to be around later in the draft. I'm going to take Pablo Sanchez. Backyard baseball, automatic home run, great player. I think there's other mainstay first round, big chalk on the board, but I don't think anybody else can. Like Pablo Sanchez is like an iconic fictional sports figure.
He would have been my number 1 overall. So
I kind of sense that.
Needless to say, I love the pick.
I don't think I've ever played backyard baseball.
Oh,
one
you
time.
missed out.
I haven't either.
You missed out. both of
Ever?
I don't think I ever played it one time.
Nope.
You guys missed out big time.
I know what they look like. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
like the whole thing. I know what it is, and I like.
Which goes to show how.
but it's like I never played the game. So
And Pablo Sanchez was the fucking man.
okay, was
He was
not on
like
my
the
board,
A-Rod
but
of-
sounds like that's you
Speedster.
3 are on it. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be a bad draft for me. I'm just not a big video game guy. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
do my
and
best.
I don't know. He's just like
So like most of the
sure,
other
the
ones.
game's great,
true.
and he was obviously the best player in the fucking game. But it's almost like one of these things where like the older you get, the better Pablo Sanchez gets.
Okay.
Big Pablo.
He's an icon. The fish of Pablo Sanchez grows bigger every year. That's a fact.
Yeah.
What ages were you guys when you were playing that game?
Ooh.
What system was that on? Or is that
was
a
PC.
That was
Started
PC,
off-
yeah.
That was
started.
PC.
Yeah.
okay?
That's why I never played it, because I never really played computer games.
But this was like you had the fucking CD-ROM.
yeah.
Yeah.
You put it in and you played it real
On a-
quick.
on a
So
compact,
I never did that either, and I think it was like we were not allowed to play video games on the PC because that was for homework. Because it would be like my sisters, like there was only one computer for the family, so it was a desktop. There was no PC video games allowed.
This thing right here, homework only on this machine.
That's honestly.
Yeah, that's
What
funny.
are you doing, Minesweeper? Turn
Yeah,
that
no
off.
solitaire. Turn it off.
solitaire.
Yeah. Our,
Ryan, if I catch you playing
our
solitaire.
Sony Vaio computer that was, or whatever that was called, in the
Pinball.
basement. Yeah, not allowed.
What about 3D chess? Was that allowed?
I don't think I remember playing 3D chess on that.
That's
we
a
had
shame.
we had systems for gaming, and we had
Gateway had a
computers.
good 3D chess
Did they?
program. Yeah.
Dude, Gateway had a pretty fire logo in general.
That
Yo,
co-
what
that-
happened to
that
Gateway?
co-
MRags, do you know them?
Game Boy slapped. I think what happened to Game Boy was
No, Gateway.
Computers.
Yeah, with like-
literally a gateway. So once you could
cow
take
box.
a console and make it portable, like it paved the way for like the PSP. The PlayStation Portable
This guy
was,
has
in my
no
opinion,
idea what
one of
we're
the
talking
He
about.
doesn't have any clue
Yeah,
what we're talking
no,
about. He's
fuck.
too young.
That's fair.
Too
How
young.
old are you, Rags?
I'm 24.
Yeah, he doesn't know what a
But I
Game
had
Boy
the
is.
Game Boy.
So
I had
young.
No,
the
we're
Game
not
Boy.
talking about Game-
talking about Game Boy, bro.
We're not.
We're talking about
Wait, what are you talking
we're talking about a
Computers.
computer brand from the mid to late 90s that was a desktop version
Yeah.
that got cannibalized by Dell.
Never heard of it.
They had a
That's
fucking, what was it, a
incredible.
cow?
That's the problem with
Yeah,
being
the
a
cow
gamer guy
box.
at 24.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
they'd
cool.
ship it to you in like the green box with
Yeah,
the cow
yeah, yeah.
spots.
So
Like that was the
funny.
big vibe.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
is so
yeah.
funny.
Well, you know what a fucking Game Boy is, by the way. That's
Yeah,
insulting. to
we
this
like
guy.
we
A
we
Game
invented
Boy?
Game Boys, idiot.
Yeah. What the fuck, MRags?
24-year-old.
Kidding me?
Oh man, that fuck.
He thought
he's
we were
only-
saying that the Game Boy was a gateway to other handheld consoles.
Do you
No,
even
no,
know?
it was.
No, idiot.
Do you even know what a Rumble Pack is?
No, he doesn't.
No.
Oh my god, I had to
No.
beg my parents for a Rumble Pack.
You
Big
truck
Rumble-
stick somebody when you had the Rumble Pack in?
Yeah, it was an extra $50. It was as much as an actual fucking
It was like,
game.
yo,
Worth
I was
it.
just over at Joey's house. He had 2 Rumble Packs. GoldenEye was awesome.
The,
Like,
yeah.
the control shakes, goddammit.
Not
You gotta
paying
have it.
And like when you
another
shoot or get
fucking
shot, it
game
fucking
accessory.
Right.
Dave,
Like,
did you and the
kids
Rumble
these days.
Pack ever?
shut up, man.
It was a question.
Jesus, what a horny question.
It was a question.
That's all sneaky, horniest dude on earth.
Because I asked you a question?
About a vibrator, yeah.
Yeah, you sick fuck.
Sounds. I don't know.
Okay, for people that we've done the show for a long time, was that a good question or not, Chief?
I
I mean,
think
I
you're
enjoyed the,
totally
Yeah,
I
I mean-
enjoyed the question, but that one was
You got there quick.
so out there that it was like maybe this was an Ed experiment when he was 11, 12 years old.
No, you,
Yeah.
you were.
He's projecting right now.
No,
Like Dave's first boner was Britney Spears, and he was 9 years. Is probably
Rumble Pack?
Well,
the
you know how
Rumble
they
Pack
say
on your
like
dick.
personal injury attorneys, like they just have a sense. They walk around, they spot the risk. They're waiting for like an injury to happen. You know, like they just say like if
Yeah.
you work in a certain field, and you could use a bunch of different examples, but I feel like Ed's brain is just like wired to like find horny jokes for Dave now.
Could,
No,
that-
you
That's
just
not-
got
that's-
you
that's-
gotta
You just
let
like
me.
see, you just like a fucking.
You
like
can't force the horniness, which Ed
I don't
is
think you-
clearly trying to do.
I don't think I need to force anything. I think
You
it's-
just did it.
I don't think that was forced. People laughed.
N64 controllers, you had to buy the storage capacity for
Yeah,
it too.
that too.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a pain in the ass. 'Cause
Yeah.
that then. But at the same time, though, it created some moments. You know, like you didn't fucking save the game.
Oh, that was the worst.
Right.
There was,
Yeah.
You know, but
Or
then
if
you
you're-
were like, just fucking. That was the first time, you know, like an 11-year-old, you know, you're like facing serious adversity. You're like, fucking go back and play it again.
Yeah.
you got to.
You're
You
in
had
like
to.
a Madden season, and you're like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Pablo Sanchez, great pick. White Sox, Dave, you're up.
I'm taking Link. And I am taking Link, and I will take this to the grave that the Ocarina of Time is the greatest video game in the history of video games. Zelda is legendary,
Good take.
going back all the way to just regular Nintendo, just NES. All the way through now. I haven't played any of the recent ones on like Wii and shit. And what console is it on now, actually?
Nintendo Switch.
It's on Switch. Okay, so I haven't
Yeah.
played any of the recent ones, but the first one on NES on NES was impossible to beat. And this is back like so. I remember beating Halo 1 because I got the Xbox for Christmas right when it came out, in like maybe a week. But on like you would spend fucking months, legit months, having to beat an entire first-person game. Zelda was just fucking incredible. Link is legendary. I mean, if you want to talk about other games, you could argue that he or she, I don't know what it is probably the best in Super Smash Brothers, best character in that. But Link, I'll take that to the grave. That Ocarina of Time is the greatest video game ever made.
Great call.
Never played it.
I would play it right now
Yeah.
and like have the time of my life.
Still fucking holds up.
It still holds up.
I never got into it, but I know it's one thing
it's
that
big.
White Sox Dave's super passionate about. And I've
I'm
always
very
respected
passionate about that. The Water Temple,
Yeah.
which is one of the levels you got to beat, is still like the bane of my existence.
That's got to be a good Twitch game, no? Is there a market for that shit? Because I
The
remember
old-
just like watching my brothers and cousins play. I liked that.
Yeah.
I played it too, obviously, but that was a game where like, because only one person could play it at a time.
The nostalgia on Twitch, there is a big market there, but the thing is, if you watch, for example, that Link game, the Zelda game, right, on N64, And if you watch it once, like you don't really want to watch it again. So it's hard to
Right.
get like that continuing aspect
That
because
makes sense.
Twitch is, instead of it being like, hey, a show once a week, it's like, hey, we're live 8 hours a day, every single day. How do we keep spicing it up with new content? So the one thing that some people do with like older games, and I don't want to say any names in case there's any characters that
Thank
might
you.
come up. You got
Seasoned
it.
vet.
You might speed run the games. So then it gets interesting, right? You're speed running a game. Hey, can you beat this classic game in 45 seconds? XYZ. And that draws a lot of viewers, but just playthroughs, it's like hit or miss. Depends on when the last time someone saw said game played, if that makes sense.
It does.
No, it does.
It does. It was insightful. Thank you.
You got it.
No surprise
That's what you
there. No surprise. White Sox Dave took Link.
Mm-hmm.
That's just everyone expected that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Chief, you're up.
All right, I'm taking my personal number one overall. It's James Bond and GoldenEye. Like that was like the first person shooter. And when you got the N64, what's the giggling about?
You don't possible controversy?
I don't think
Why
so.
would that be a
well,
controversy?
I didn't have him on my list because I wasn't sure if it was
Same.
considered fictional or not. Because
I mean,
the
it's a
movies-
fictional character in the movie too. It's a
I
fictional
know,
character.
but it's based off of something else.
Yes, that it's
So
an
I did
it's an
not have-
adaptation. It's a movie
Yeah.
adaptation.
Yeah, so like the video game came after the movies.
Correct.
Sure.
It's a
So
gray
like
area.
someone could take Joker.
So like he's not like a video
Right.
game character as much as
Correct.
movie character.
Correct.
That's why I didn't have him on my board. I love the game. I think the pick is fucking trash.
Well, I'm taking it. James Bond, GoldenEye. When you bought the game, if that was the first game you bought, they gave you the gold controller with it too, the gold N64 controller. Dave, you throw that rumble pack in there. Eddie, you place that rumble pack on your dick, and then you just go to town. So that was my. I was going to take that number one overall. I can't believe that there's controversy around that.
We were talking
Yeah, I
about
wasn't
it in
even
the
considering.
office last week that
You didn't consider it either, Rags, you said?
I wasn't considering because
Yeah.
I was like, that's a movie. Like James Bond.
Yeah.
So think of it this way. If you're naming out best fictional characters on video games, you hear James Bond, you immediately think the movies. You don't think GoldenEye, personally.
Yeah,
so
I
to
do.
me, that immediately ruled it out. Like James Bond is James Bond. Even if there was no video game, James Bond would have been an icon.
But there's been a ton of movies and adaptations of video game characters, and they've come from shows, they've come from this, they've come from that. Like the whole, Super Smash Brothers, like they all
Right.
have different things in it too. Are we gonna eliminate anything that's been involved in some other platform? I don't think so. So
Dave, you got a veto?
I'm not going to veto, but I think it's just a really bad pick for this exact draft. And I will say this: James Bond's probably or GoldenEye is probably my number two. It's either number 2 or number 3 favorite video game ever, and it paved the way for Halo, which paved the way for everything we see on Twitch and everything right now.
Yep.
So it's an iconic video game, but as far as video game characters, he's not a video game character; he's a movie character.
And is he the best character from that game?
I don't even think he is. There was multiple other characters that you could use in that game. Like James Bond was
I
obviously
thought about some of the other ones, but like it's him.
It's probably.
Yeah.
But you could make arguments for other ones. I think that's just a fucking trash pick.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. But again,
I'm
this
sure I'll
is
get
this
fucked,
is
like,
a
per
very
usual.
difficult category for me. That's a game that I logged a lot of hours in. That game means something to me. Pembroke Way in the basement, in my parents' house. I played that game a shit ton, and that was like a great. That was the first system I think that had the 4 controller
Yep.
ports, so you
Right.
have like a good amount of people playing at once. What do you call it when you go through the story? What do you call it when you go through like the different levels on your own too? Like that, like playing the actual game with the different levels. Like that was a great game for that. There's just like I can't believe that you think that's a trash pick.
I think it's a trash pick for this exact draft.
Yeah. I think it's a great character. It's a great game, and I disagree with MRags because I do think of GoldenEye.
I guess because I'm not a James Bond movie person.
Yeah, but that's
like,
a
the
problem where
movies
it's
are
like
fucking
fictional video
unbelievable,
game
and they've been
character.
unbelievable for like 40 years
He's
now.
a fictional
I know.
movie character. You know what I mean?
and video game character.
But he was adapted after that. That's
Sure,
what I mean.
sure.
That's
But like, I mean, I guess.
regardless,
Yeah.
we'll go in circles. But I agree. It doesn't sound like anyone else had him on their board.
Well, good thing
Great pick.
that's good for me. We'll see how it plays out on the graphic. But I think that's a home run.
All right. To me, a lot of ways I can go here.
Do it.
What do you?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with the most recognizable one by far out of anybody in this draft. We've never heard him speak. Nobody knows who he is. You think I'm going a different direction.
I thought you were until you said that.
I'm going with Pac-Man.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
How about that? You see that coming?
Wow.
He was on my list. He was down it, but
He's
I can't
iconic.
hate it. Everybody knows what Pac-Man is.
Yep.
Every single person on the planet.
Pac-Man was high on my list, so I think that's
I got a big
I-
knock.
I
would make
actually removed
6.
Pac-Man from my list.
Really?
Why?
Because he's such an iconic game. Such an iconic game. But like the character of Pac-Man is like, that was to me. That was to me personally. And obviously this is like where the young age is showing. You get so invested in these characters in certain games. But for me, Pac-Man was always like the arcade game and an iconic game, amazing game. But to me, it wasn't like a character per se.
I can see
It's an
what you're
interesting
saying.
take.
Like I
can see
said,
what you're
nobody
saying.
knows anything about him.
Yeah, he's a mystery.
Super recognizable.
Yeah.
Like, again, iconic. But
He just gobbles dots. That's all we know.
Dots.
Yeah, I was gonna say the character
Gobbler.
development here is thin. We don't know why he's in these puzzles. Who's going who's the bad guy? Who's the good guy?
He doesn't like those ghosts. I tell you that.
Rex, let me ask you a question real
Ghosts
quick.
don't like him.
I'm here,
So
Dave.
when did Pac-Man come out? Like 60s or 70s, I'm guessing?
Oh no, we're that old? Is it?
Before computers.
Well, they had. What was the
Yeah.
game with the?
Yeah, Pong would have been out probably
In
in
the
like
70s.
77.
1980.
Okay,
1980.
all right. So 1980. All right, so 40 years ago, how much do you think video games could possibly advance in the year 2060? Like, what's next?
You said 26 for the next 40 years?
Yeah,
I mean,
so 40
let's
years
talk
from now.
about
We're gonna be in an alternate reality by then, Dave.
let's talk about even like the next 5 years. You see Oculus starting to take over. Like, at what point are we playing video games with the Oculus goggles and you're playing Warzone, but like in your living room?
I have this
I mean, we're pretty
idea
close to there.
where, not if, but when I become a multi-fucking billionaire sensation,
Okay.
I'm going to just
When?
buy a large plot of land in like Eastern or Southeastern Europe with mountains and just construct it just like the Verdansk is now and play actual Warzone but with paintballs or something.
I thought you were gonna say actual Warzone.
I mean, if you're a
Killing one here, but-
multi-billionaire in southeastern Europe, you could probably just make them kill each other.
Yeah, or I'll just do that, like
Hey,
Hunger
that's what
Games, but like I'm just watching it for my own entertainment.
It's like Hunger.
That's where I
Hunger
thought
Games.
you were going.
That's what I said.
That's where I thought you were going with it, like a real life Hunger Games. It's interesting, but gaming is progressing faster than anyone ever thought. Personally, I mean, the fact that a 16-year-old at the Fortnite World Cup won like $3 million and it was higher than like the Masters pool
That's
in that
insane.
year, the prize of
It's
the Masters of that year. It's
exploding.
mind-boggling.
That's a good nugget. People, I know a lot of our audience probably doesn't even know that at all.
Oh, the it's
Well, we
like-
know it's exploding, but I'm saying the
Yeah.
pot. Regardless, Pac-Man, I would argue to be the most notable person in this draft, regardless of age.
perhaps.
When it's said and
Perhaps.
done.
You-
Pac, what?
You're again.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
again Pac-Man. Fuck. I gotta show respect. I'm gonna go with the one you thought I was gonna take. His name isn't everything cool. It's fucking Mario.
Yeah, I can't
Oh, now you
believe
say
it
his
didn't
name
get
right.
drafted
Now
in
you
the
put
first
some
round.
respect on his name.
Why? Because I say Mario a lot?
I say Mario too.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Mario.
But he says
It is
it's
Mario.
me, a Mario.
It's me, Mario.
He says Mario though.
Mario.
It's a me, Mario.
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 I don't know. Now
think
I
he
don't
says
That's
know.
the Italian shirt. It's Mario. You gotta trust me here.
I have a mental block about that. When I was a kid, the first Mario I knew was Mario Lemieux, so now I just call Mario.
Yeah, Mario's legit. He's
Yeah.
fucking, he's Phil Kessel. He's just a guy who kicks ass
He's
and
a
is
little
just out of
plumber
shape,
that fucks around and
Yeah.
What are his strengths?
I don't know, but he's
Jumping down tunnels.
he's the guy. He is the original
Eating
N64
mushrooms.
game.
Yeah.
Did
He's-
you like that movie adaptation? I think it was 1995 with John Leguizamo.
Dude, I liked it a lot, actually. To be honest with you, and Bob,
When's the
what's
last
his
That
time
name?
was
you watched
fucking raw. That was gritty.
Dude, I loved that movie. I know it's like panned as being awful, but I really like that movie.
I never saw it.
It's
I
awesome.
recommend it.
It's not awesome, but it's.
Well, you know what? It's worth a
good cult
rewatch. It's worth a
following, yeah.
rewatch.
I mean Mario. I don't think we have to.
Do you have a game that you like most iteration? Like
Kart
Kart is the
64.
best.
Okay.
Mario Kart.
Did you get the
64.
Mario Party bug in college at all?
We played a little.
Par-
it was
I
mostly.
love Party too, dude.
Yeah.
Party. I mean, I'm telling you, he's got two of my. He's in.
Tennis.
Yeah, he's just got so much golf. He's fucking Mario.
And he goes back to the
Everything.
original, right?
Yeah, he's. I know. We're just talking 64.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thrilled to get Mario 6 overall. Chief, back to you.
Back to me. I'll take. I mean, it's kind of the Sega version of Mario. I'm taking Sonic.
Yep.
So the hedgehog, the blue hedgehog, tumbles up, goes 1,000,000 miles an hour, gets all those fucking rings and coins and shit. He is. I probably in my life played more Sonic just because of my age than I did Mario when I was a little kid. But yeah, I think, if you're talking like iconic ones, I think we just had a run on them. So like, I would agree that you have the top two, and then I think after that, I would guess that it's
Full
Sonic.
disclosure, I was between 3 for these 2 spots, and Sonic was the third one. And I could have probably got Pac-Man later, maybe, but I just don't care. I think he deserves to be in the first round.
Did those ever come together? Like, is there like a Mario Kart version that has Sonic in it too?
Ooh, that's a good question for you.
It's a good question.
Different
I'm not
companies,
sure.
so probably not.
Yeah, but I feel like Sega's like taking such a hit that maybe they would sell like
just be like, just take us, please.
yeah. Take our IP on that.
I had the Sega Genesis when I was younger, and we had Sonic. I think it was called Sonic Pinball Smash, and Sonic was the actual pinball, and that game was so fucking hard to beat. It sucked, but I would play it for hours on end, and I could only get to like 3rd level, I remember. But Sega, my dad, who I've talked about a million times, the original online video game system was Sega Genesis, and you would plug it into your dial-up internet. It was called Sega Channel, and you had a list of like 80
I
games.
do remember that now.
And it was like a subscription service, and it didn't last very long, but it was like the OG of what you see now. And my dad got addicted to it wasn't Tiger Woods, it was like PGA golf or whatever it was. And my brother at the time was still crawling, and my dad's favorite golfer is Phil Mickelson because they're both lefty. And my dad was like on the 16th or 17th hole of the Masters, about to win it. He spent hours on this thing, even though he doesn't even have a fucking email address, has no idea how to use any video games other than this specific video game. And my brother was crawling, he hit the plug, and my dad spiked the fucking controller. You motherfucker! Just screaming. Because if at the time it didn't save, you're fucked, You're completely fucked. So, like today, if that would have happened, like you just like, all right, plug it back in, start up, you're good. But it completely fucked over his entire like Masters run with Phil Mickelson, and he was like irate.
Always
it was
good
pretty funny
to hear from William Williams again. I feel like we haven't had a William Williams story in a while.
It was. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was probably 8 years old, and my brother was 3 or 4, maybe.
Classic.
Maybe even younger, 2.
Did he ever forgive him?
No, I don't think he did. I really don't think he did.
So Sonic for me is also one of the most iconic levels, and it's probably the level that's burned into my brain forever. Is Sonic 2, the water level, the purple water.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely,
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Great level. Great level. I love Sonic. You're a Sonic guy.
Yeah, my neighbor had a Sega.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'd play,
All right, Sonic off the board, Dave. You're up again.
I'm going with debatable my second favorite video game ever. It's either that or GoldenEye, but I'm going with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong on N64 when it introduced what's the fucking girl's name that could fly with her pigtails? I forget, but Donkey Kong, Funky Kong, all those guys. Just an unbelievable video game. Donkey Kong is also an iconic, like everybody knows who Donkey Kong is, even if you don't.
Does anybody
play
know the
video
girl that
games.
can fly with her pigtails?
I don't recall that.
Little Liddy Kong? No, it's not Liddy. Little Kong or Sister Kong or something. I don't know.
Diddy Kong, like the younger one?
Diddy Kong.
No, we could just talk about Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's your pick.
I mean,
But Donkey Kong, he's an icon.
The big gorilla, big brown gorilla.
Big gorilla. And it had the yellow thing, the yellow cartridge for N64, but iconic image or iconic character rather. I loved that video game.
I feel like that was more of an NES.
It dated back years prior to that, but that's
your version.
That was my version where
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love this game.
What was your
Anything
first system?
else, Dave?
First system was Sega Genesis, and then 64, and then Xbox, and then I never had one again until PS4.
Dave, if you're going to take Donkey Kong, I think you got to talk about Billy Mitchell, Steve Wiebe, Fistful of Quarters, King of Kong, a great documentary.
Doesn't
You've
sound
never
like he
seen
knows
it?
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, Dave. MRags, please tell me you've seen that. I don't mean to
I've
be
not.
a movie shamer, but you guys got to see that.
I mean,
okay,
Price has
so
called it a must-watch.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
one of his favorite movies ever.
It's
I
unbelievable.
never watch movies. Like I'm one of the worst movie watchers of my generation for sure. There's so many movies I don't sit down and watch. I'm gaming instead. That's like my free time. It's a very weird thing, but I'm not a movie lover.
Can you multitask? Is that
was
possible?
that?
Can you ever have a movie on the screen where you're listening and then you're playing Call of Duty?
Yeah, I used to. This was back in my like heyday of like Call of Duty 4. Is I would, or a little bit older Call of Duties, I would be playing multiplayer COD with a Netflix show on next to it. And obviously, it's a little bit older Call of Duties to talk about Netflix, but yeah, I would absolutely have something on there. But if it's a good movie, you want to watch it. You don't want to be.
Yeah,
To me,
locked in.
you don't want to have your too distracted. But
Dave, go watch that. You'll love it. It's
I'm-
unbelievable.
it's on the list.
The
It's on
guy
the
who
list.
has the world record for Donkey Kong on just like the arcade game version. Okay, Carl, you're up.
I don't think anybody in this room is going to know this one, but I'm taking my favorite modern, the best one. This guy's such a badass. I'm taking God of War. I'm taking Kratos. I don't want to let this get back to you.
that's a good pick.
Dude, he's such a
That's a good
fucking
pick.
badass. I think I played the first one was on, I want to say it was a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And I played it over winter break because my brother was home from college and he had it, and I started my own campaign like after he had beaten the game, and it's like you get just so utterly addicted to it. And then when they released, now it might have been 360, but then they released the last one for PS4, and it was just fucking incredible. Like, it's one of those games where I don't play a lot of games, but when they release a God of War game, I buy it, I sit down, and I play it like a fucking lunatic. And then I just like
Never
get
played
over
it.
it. And like,
I know it's crazy popular.
the game is so cool, and this guy is such a badass. Like, he's just a gigantic bald man wielding very large weapons on chains. And he's fighting in like mythology storylines against fucking monsters and shit. Like, it's fucking badass.
That's the
guys.
kind of shit that I like for video games. Like, I don't enjoy sports games.
He looks like a bad
I don't
dude.
like the show. I don't like Madden.
Looks like a real bad dude.
Yeah, his tattoos
FIFA.
are cool. And then the other iteration, like the most recent one I played is like him has to do with like him looking out for his son and shit. Like, the storylines are fucking good too.
It's
like
insane. It's insane. And like his whole storyline is he's the ghost of Sparta. So he like accidentally killed his family due to some god's tricks. He ends up killing that god and then becomes like the god of war. So he's just this beast of a guy who can just kill everyone and everything. And the storylines are unbelievable, as you can imagine, and as Carl was saying.
Like when you accomplish a task and then they cut away, and you're not playing, you're just like watching the story unfold as like they whatever. Like, you don't like, you're enjoying that part of it too. It's like watching a show. It's like
That's
you're like
important.
into it. So
Kratos sounds like it's a good pick. No, yeah, I mean, if
a little sleeper pick. I don't think a lot of people saw me.
were you
taking
gonna
Kratos
take
here.
that, Rags, or no?
I was gonna take it a little bit later.
Okay.
Like it might have been my third pick, but it was definitely coming
he's
up
about
for
to
sure.
double
Then
up
you
here,
took it, yeah.
so-
So you're up, Rags.
Okay. I'm surprised this one hasn't been taken yet. Pikachu. My character in Super Smash. I fucking love Pikachu. Gotta catch them all. Pikachu, lock it in. Absolute legend in the
Did you
game.
like Pikachu?
We're playing games right now with each other because I was going to take Pikachu, but I was like, there's no way he takes Pikachu because he's going to have some cooler shit. He's going to take the cool guy, Kratos, who's newer, so I took the new guy. Great pick. Love Pikachu, man.
Yeah. I gotta hit everything. I can't just go for all the new because then I would, my age would be showing. I gotta hit a little bit of everything. I absolutely love Pokemon. That's my Super Smash character.
What's your
lock
favorite
him in.
version of it? Did you on the Game Boy, right? Or like what? How does a 24-year-old play Pokemon? Or when you were a kid, or whatever.
Yeah, Game Boy was how I originally got into it. Like a lot of Game Boy, then Game Boy Advance, like Sapphire, Emeralds. I mean,
What's
that was how I really got into Pokemon.
What color
big time.
did you start with? What was your first color?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I
I
was.
don't
red.
actually remember.
You were Charizard?
because I was so young. Like I was like 5. I
forget,
don't remember.
I was Blastoise.
My brother had a Game Boy, and I never got into
Bulbasaur.
Pokemon at all. But I remember I was super fucking addicted to that game on Game Boy, where I was just rifling through AA batteries. And I mean, Pikachu, yeah, that's I would
Pikachu
say
being
good.
an original Super Smash character helps a lot.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that makes him
Absolutely.
legitimate. Because I didn't put him on my list solely because same thing with James Bond. he was like a card and he was
Fair.
a TV show first to me.
Mm-hmm.
But him being a
Oh,
Super,
really? Okay.
That's why
yeah,
he was
so
lower
I didn't
on
have
my
him
list.
on my yes, but because he's an original character on Super Smash, I think that makes it way more okay than James Bond.
That's you found out about Pokemon because one guy started with the Game Boy at lunch, and you're like, "What are you playing?" He's
Oh,
like, "You
yeah.
haven't heard about this?" And then like a week later,
It's
two
so
guys are
addicting.
playing it, and then within a month, everybody's playing Pokemon.
Yeah, it was fucking popular.
Never did it.
It's popular.
I never got into the cards or anything, but I got super addicted to I think it was
To
the
the
red
game?
one. Yeah, the red one on Game Boy. Just
My grandma got us all the VHS tapes of the show, so we would watch the
Show's
show
so
and then
good.
play the game. It was amazing.
The show was on from 7 to 7:30.
Yep, before
and I would
school.
watch it before school. And then, like at first, it was like, "Oh, watch, this is lame." And then you watch it, and then like 2 weeks later, it was kind of like that scene from Tommy Boy when they're driving in the car. Like, "I'll change the channel if you'll change
If
the
you
channel."
wanna change it,
like, we
yeah.
were like, "No, just keep it going." And then next thing you know, it was like part of the routine.
All right, Pikachu off the board.
remember you told me you love me, baby?
MRags, you're up again.
Talk about lame. It's such a good scene.
Okay, there's a lot of different ways I could have went with this pick, but this is the way I organized it before the draft, and I still like this pick a lot. Number 3, the 11th pick of the draft, Crash Bandicoot.
I
Great
fucking
game.
love Crash.
I love Crash. I mean, it's hard not to love him in my opinion. He's like this goofy guy just going around collecting peaches or apples and just getting through like a jump puzzle game. And he's been around forever on PlayStation. I just love him.
Big Crash guy. I think that's, to me, is that widely regarded as like the original PS game or no? I don't know. But
That's
to me,
how I think
I
of it.
want to. Yeah, I want to say so. I want to say so for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you're thinking about OG PlayStation 1, like Crash Bandicoot's got to be in that conversation.
Totally. It is to me.
The only
100%.
thing is
Definitely.
that of the Sonic is with Sega, Mario is with Nintendo, Crash is PlayStation, and there is a huge gap between those two.
Yeah,
and him.
but I feel like it's because they just stopped, and then I know
Maybe.
they brought him back recently, but they just kind of stopped pushing old Crash.
Yeah, that's true.
Why did they do that?
No, why did they do that?
Oh.
I think the game was too simple.
It's a great
the game was
pick.
Too simple of a jump
I think it's
puzzle.
a very good third
It's an
round
amazing
pick.
game.
Third round, that's great value. That's
Yeah.
great value in the third. I'm a big Crash guy. That goofy fuck. I like it. All right, Carl, you're up again.
There's a couple I like here, but I think they're going to be there in the 4th and the 5th. I got to get some chalk on the board. I got to splash some Nintendo on there. I'm taking Yoshi. Okay?
Oh, okay.
With Yoshi completely changed the way you played Super Mario Brothers. When he got introduced on Super Nintendo, it was like, yo, you can jump around in this thing. He fucking eats things. And then next thing you know, he's in Mario Kart, and it's like, yo, did you know that one's a little bit faster? And you're like, oh, fuck. Like, the whole idea of Yoshi was like, we're going to take this and just make it just like a little bit better.
Who doesn't love a green dinosaur too?
That's great.
Do you like the noise he makes?
Like the...
Someone make it. Ed,
So
you
you
make
do it again.
No, you do it again.
With the tongue.
All right, the other thing, Yoshi would be the fucking... That's how you got into big fights in playing Mario
Oh,
Kart.
yeah. He's easily the most popular
Because you
Mario
just like
Kart racer.
immediately zoom over to him.
Yep.
And it's like, no, I wanted Yoshi. No, I got fucking Yoshi.
I use Peach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know you did.
Of course you did, Dave.
Why,
That's
what's wrong
the
with that?
least surprising thing of all time.
She could fly.
For you to choose Peach?
I don't think that's least surprising. I think that's actually should come as a major shock.
I just think you always need a good bonk every now and then. That's all, Dave.
Oh, that's what you guys are getting at,
Yes.
you fucking perverts.
That's what
I
I
didn't
was
say
getting at
anything.
immediately.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm
no,
sorry.
I wasn't saying like I'm attracted to Peach. I'm saying I thought she was the best Mario Kart character.
Dave, let's say hypothetically speaking, you and Peach got it on. How long would you
Poorly
last?
timed, Dad. Poorly timed. I mean, probably hours, because her and I did get it on for hours on the video game.
She's a princess, Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, have some respect.
Touch her
Please.
softly.
I'm gonna go. Is it my turn?
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
it's my turn.
Yoshi, nice pick. Dave, you're up.
I'm gonna go with. So I'm looking. I don't believe there's been any villains on the board so far. I'm gonna go with the OG, and I'm going with Bowser.
Yep.
My only complaint is that he's a shitty villain.
How's he a shitty
Right.
villain? He's like the OG villain.
I know he's OG.
Spits fire and everything. He's got a bunch of henchmen.
Yeah, but he's like not that scary.
He's terrifying.
I also thought he was the worst in Kart too.
I mean, I'm not talking about how good he was at a video game per se. I'm talking about how, like, we're talking most notable. That's how I'm approaching this draft. And I think most people on the planet know who Bowser is, video game player or not. So I would say, like, is he the best villain? No. Video games have evolved to the point where villains have become incredible. But Bowser's like the OG, or one of the OGs at the very least.
I believe he was a first rounder in the villain draft.
There you go. Thank you, Ed. Mm-hmm.
He's got a strong brand.
And I believe you took him.
Yes, I think you're right.
Very strong brand.
Seeing
Everybody
that
knows
motherfucker
Bowser.
when you're about to land on him in Mario Party is
You're like,
infuriating.
fuck.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's a good for villain-wise, and he's got a great villain brand, and he's the OG brand. But video game characters, like, you don't even get to play as Bowser except in...
Kart.
Yeah, like in his
Yeah.
original iteration, you don't even get to use
It's a good
him.
point. It's a good point for
that's
sure.
a fair point.
It's a good
That's fair.
point. But
Dave's got Bowser.
iconic.
I like it.
All right,
Yeah.
Chief, you're up again.
All right. Between again, like, I'm only taking games that I play. I'm taking my favorite Mortal Kombat character, which was Sub-Zero. So when you're in the
Sick.
fight and you could just like shoot him with the ice and then you smash him, that was like one of my favorite things to do in video game history. It was like very close. Another Sega game with being on fire and NBA Jam. Like, those to me were like the two coolest things that you could do on Sega, was freeze somebody and then get on fire. So I'm thrilled to have Sub-Zero in the third round. I think he is the best Mortal Kombat character.
It's a great pick.
Yeah.
You could argue
It's a good pick.
his counterpart, which we all know.
It was between those two, but this one, I just like the colors better too with him. So I'm going with Sub-Zero.
Another one, like you said, Mario Brothers movie. The old Mortal Kombat, I haven't seen the new one. I like that one too.
That was a good movie.
I never saw it.
Johnny
No?
Cage.
Yeah, Johnny Cage.
Who was the babe?
There's a few, right?
Or he's the blonde, right?
What's her name?
Well, let's not give away picks. Maybe somebody wants to take
that's
her
true.
later.
That's true. I like it. Sub-Zero. Is that trend? Do you know it's Sub-Zero, right, MRags?
I like the Sub-Zero pick a lot, actually, Chief. I do like Sub-Zero pick a lot. It was either between him and the other one, right? And I think it's a 50-50 pick. I don't think one's better than the other. That was actually on my board as like a fourth to fifth round pick too. So
Okay.
I actually like that pick a lot. I mean, Mortal Kombat, again, another game that's
An iconic game.
always
Iconic.
one.
I love that fucking
Yeah.
game.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Dude, this is getting my like old school video game juices flowing.
I know.
right
I wish
now.
there was a way to like.
Play some of this old shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
but
you know how much
like, go ahead.
N64 was $120 brand new when it came out in '96 or whatever.
That's got to be like.
It's more than that now.
I bet.
You have to find
for
those things
sure.
on eBay and shit, and people are selling them for hundreds of dollars. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Said
Yeah.
N64s.
And it's
Yeah.
just something about
How much?
like those controllers too, where they tried to for one of the NHL PlayStations, they tried to they re-release like inside the game that you can play NHL 94, maybe it's the 2014 version, but you're using like the new control. It
not the
just
same.
wasn't the same. And so yeah, like but I love the old like I'm talking. I'm sure there's been newer iterations. I haven't played them. I'm talking like 1994 Mortal Kombat, whatever year that
Yep.
came out, like
Sick.
Sub-Zero, like that guy. He
Great
was the
game.
best. And you could jump, and everything was just 2-dimensional. So it's like you can't like go back and forth. You're just squaring off in the middle and see how it goes. Like it was just mash
I
buttons.
mean, you could
Like,
freeze people.
yeah, and the freezing people is awesome.
Sub-Zero off the board. Back to me. Third round. Before I go, I got a big announcement.
Okay.
Roman is in Walmart, Dave.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Roman is in Walmart. Did you hear, MRags? Roman is in Walmart.
Yeah.
You have a little enthusiasm about that, MRags.
Sorry, the audio's cutting out a little bit here.
Oh.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
MRags
Thank
is
you.
in, I mean,
Literally, let's do it, Ed.
yes.
Literally.
Literally, you're correct,
Let's
Dave.
do it.
Roman is in Walmart. You can get the Roman condoms. They're exclusive to Walmart. You won't find them anywhere else. They're designed ultra thin, lubricated for pleasure, and FDA cleared because safe is sexy. They got the swipes. We know all about the swipes. You swipe it on, discreet packaging, let it dry. You're good to go. Last longer in bed. They got dietary supplements. They got Roman Daily. A bunch of good stuff at Walmart now. It's great.
You don't even need the discrete packaging anymore.
Nope, you can just go get it.
Yeah, throw it in your bag and get out of there.
It's a good point. That's a good point. So visit your local Walmart store today. Check out Roman's line of men's healthcare products. It's that easy. Roman's at Walmart. Congratulations to Roman. That's great. All right, my pick. This is tough.
It is. We're getting to the point of
It's getting tough.
where my list is very thin.
I'm going to go with an iconic one, too. This is a little bit outside my age range, but it's transcended my age range as well because of how iconic this character is. I'm going to go with Glass Joe from Mike Tyson Punch-Out. Anybody who sucks, anybody who's a bad fighder, he's Glass Joe.
That's a great pick.
He's fucking Glass Joe. He was,
It's a good pick.
they made him, I mean, he was a Frenchman who, like...
It's offensive.
Well, he was, though.
I know. But, like, they made the little pussy.
I know.
French.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Which makes perfect sense. Those yellow belly fucks. Did they ever won a war? Come on, Dave. Wasn't fucking gift wrapped
What
to them.
don't torpedo my pick.
What's Joseph in French?
Joseph.
That is, right?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Joseph?
Yeah, probably like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
It's fucking lame.
You sex it up a little bit.
I am Glass Joseph.
I mean, Glass Joe just used to take an absolute fucking beating.
Yeah.
A beating.
A beating.
First rounder, he'd walk up, he would take a beating.
Credit to him for getting back in the ring every time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. For real. So Glass Joe
That is true.
got his
Good
fucking
pick.
ass beat every time. He's an icon.
I love that pick.
Thank you, Chief.
Love it.
Thank you. Fourth round pick for me. I'm going to go with Tommy Vercetti. Tommy Vercetti, I'm not exactly sure. Grand Theft Auto Vice City, man.
I didn't like Vice City near as much as I liked GTA. Was it 3? Because then they started getting into, like, you could have conversations with people and shit. It's like, all I want to do is go and do my missions, bang hookers in the back of my car, and blow people's fucking brains out. And then there was, like, a whole storyline in Grand Theft and Vice City.
They should have hooked you up to a machine when you were a kid and just had you play that game and just have like scientists observe you.
Here we go again.
No,
With
but
the
just,
slander.
no, this isn't slander. Not about
This is
you.
Everybody who played Grand Theft Auto would go and pick up hookers and bang them in the back of their car, and I'm pretty sure it regenerated your health, if I recall correctly.
Did it?
So you kind of had to at times. Something, or you got money from it or something because you robbed her afterwards. And
That's
left her
where it all
dead in
began,
the
Dave.
back of a fucking dumpster,
Jesus
but
Christ.
that's what we did.
I do feel like when we're talking about, like, Oculus, okay, if that becomes a thing, I feel like you would just become the Grand Theft Auto guy. If you
No.
could do it in Oculus.
No.
Just walking around living that lifestyle.
Dave wouldn't leave his apartment if that were the case.
That's
Let's
what
be
I'm saying.
honest. For like a week when it first got released.
I don't want a fucking pair of goggles. I want the real life thing. Like I said, I want a plot of land in Eastern Europe, like by the Soviet bloc, and I want fucking nuclear warheads stored underneath the ground in the city, and I want Verdansk in real life.
Okay.
That's what I want.
But Vercetti, he's an iconic character, Dave.
I couldn't. If you said, "Do you know who Tommy Vercetti is?" I played the game and I'm pretty sure I beat it. I would
Yeah, but there's
not
so
have
many
remembered.
things. He was modeled after Scarface. He was voiced by
Yeah.
Ray Liotta. And that was one of the biggest games at the time. I mean, Grand Theft Auto always plays. I don't think there's many other people you could take besides him. So
Yeah.
GTA is always great to have on your board. And I love Vice City. I love GTA 3 was awesome too.
I
Like you
thought
said.
it was unbelievable video game.
So yeah, Tommy Vercetti is my pick. Chief, you're up again.
My board's getting real thin. I only have 3 names left on here. So I had to look up this guy's name, but I did log a ton of hours playing this game, maybe like the 3rd biggest video game I've ever played. I'm taking his name is James Patterson, and he's the Medal of Honor frontline guy. So you're storming the beaches of Normandy. You're running around. You're sniping people in Carrington. That game, like, we used to... we have these family friends that have a shout out to Frasers. They had this lake house in upstate New York, and we would go there. We drive 16 hours, and we get there and we're like, let's not go on the lake. Let's play a little frontline. So and that guy's name, the main character, the character you play with, his name was James Patterson, Jimmy Patterson.
Shout out to the Frasers.
Shout out to the Frasers.
Dave?
Got nothing.
Nothing? You didn't play frontline?
I don't think I ever did.
Well, can you at least give a shout out to the Frasers?
Shout out to the Frasers.
Gus Frazier.
Thank you.
Rags, you seem like you liked that pick. Or no?
I love Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it paved the way for the Call of Duties and the Battlefields we know now. when you're talking about best fictional character, and this could be me dating myself, I never even considered that character or that campaign.
Fair.
Because I don't know if that many people played it. Again, this is where, my young age is kind of showing up. I'm not sure that would have been on my board. He wasn't even on my radar. But talking about great games, Medal of Honor is 1,000% up there.
I am sure that when the graphic comes out, I'll get the here's when Chief 4th round always fucks his draft.
I don't think so.
You don't
because
think
this
so?
is all like plays to who knows. Like this seems like if Rags can kind of defend you here, like I don't know enough to sit here and shit on you.
Yeah. Well, it's one like it's even I played that game a ton. I had to look up his name, so like I know, but it's I didn't want to.
Well, same with the pick I just made. Like not everyone knows Tommy Vercetti, like Dave said, but
yeah,
if you know the game, you know the guy.
You know the guy exactly, and so James Patterson, and like one of my favorite video games of all time.
All right, White Sox, Dave, you're up.
What are you looking at me for like that?
Oh no,
You getting horny?
are you getting horny?
I'm not horny.
All right, well you gave us
I'm gonna
horny eyes.
draft a iconic video game character
He gave us
that
the
just
eyes.
happens to be a woman.
Is she
Of
busty?
course.
Oh,
Is she
here she
busty?
comes.
I don't know what you mean by that.
You don't know what you mean by busty?
What does
She have
busty mean?
Big tits.
You could make that argument. You could make that argument. I'm going with
Dave.
Laura Croft,
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
She's got
course
big
you are.
jams, Dave.
Of course
They're
you are.
perky as fuck. Ed would love nothing more than to play some fucking Tomb Raider, get done putting a little rumble pack on his nutsack, and then just blast one all over Laura Croft's tits. That's what Ed used to do, and he's told me that before. Me, I just like the game.
Slander.
I mean, it's a video game, so I'm not sexually attracted to her in any single way. But Laura Croft. I mean, everybody knows who Laura Croft is, and Angelina Jolie, back in her like heyday.
Yeah.
Played her in the movies, and that's how iconic she was. The movies were based off the video game,
Right.
not the other way
Right.
around. So I'm going with Laura Croft from Tomb Raider and her great fucking tits.
Is it Laura or is it Laura?
I think it's L-A-R-A.
It's L-A-R-A. I always said Laura Croft.
I thought it was
Lara.
Laura.
Lara.
Dave, I will say I like that pick a lot, actually. It was actually higher on my board. So I do like that pick a lot. Amazing game, Tomb Raider. But I'm also not surprised that, you mentioned her tits, you mentioned her ass.
Everybody's thinking it. Everybody knows. Like, I'm looking at the Wikipedia right here, and it's like, it's basically telling you why they fucking did it like this. Like, presented her like that as they put it. Because they knew it would sell.
Fair. Teach your own. I respect it.
But
Great
to
pick,
balance
though,
it
I'll
out,
be
they
honest.
made her highly intelligent and athletic when...
As far as notable characters go, you got a good pick here in the 4th round.
Great pick.
Shout out Angelina Jolie.
I didn't
as
play
well.
that game a ton, but
No,
shout out.
I don't think anyone really did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people did, but like a lot of people I don't know, I should say. But people will know who it was at least.
I did used to like it back in college when girls would show up to Halloween as Lara Croft too.
Oh, yeah.
That was always nice.
And
It was
it's
usually one of those.
Why
at the
don't
party.
you continue, Chief, now that you're going to IU Dad's Day?
I'm not going to IU Dad's Day. What do you mean by that? Continue with what?
Like, what'd they look like? What were they wearing? What were they clad in?
They had like the little black tank top, the short shorts. They had the little band with like the gun holster on the thigh. It's a nice look.
Keep going.
Dave.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So you're afraid to speak your mind.
What else?
Shocks me
What else?
none.
I mean, I described the whole outfit.
Was there cleavage present?
Yeah, cleavage was out there. That's a big part
That's
of
what
Lara
I mean,
Croft.
continue.
Yeah, the
So,
tits
I mean,
were out for
yeah.
sure for the boys.
Tits were out for the boys.
Yep.
Nothing better than tits out for the boys.
Nothing.
Carl.
Nothing better.
4th round. What do you got?
Carl, 4th round. What do you got?
Yeah, just making sure Ed was ready to put a ribbon on that one, Dave. You were. Thanks for that.
Just saying what
On
everybody's
behalf
thinking.
of everyone listening, thank you for that.
You're welcome, Carl. And again,
I mean, I'm not going to knock the horny out of Dave. I'm not
No
going to.
way.
Horny never
No,
gets
this
rushed
is
in my
hilarious.
fucking presence, okay?
Ever.
So Dave was.
I'm
wanted
saying
to,
what everybody's thinking.
No, I know, but you wanted the Chief to explain the costume to you. I'm not going to fucking rush him.
Right.
Like, explain the
He was
costume.
he was too bashful.
Dave
to
can
Well, I
explain
thought
it
we
to
had
me.
covered it. You know.
No. Say the-
Well, we covered
Let-
the video game version. I wanted to hear
The real life?
Yeah, the
Like
Bob
20-year-old.
Costas
The
called the
tight
World
black-
Series. You're letting it
Yeah.
play.
Yes,
Yes.
let
Yeah.
Dave keep filling up that
Exactly.
bucket.
Enjoy the moment.
The bucket's not full.
Not yet. So Carl, you're on the clock.
I'm taking a guy. I think he stands alone. I think the guy I'm about to take completely stands alone in the history of video games. I think he's a fucking dynamic character. I think he's an underrated character. I think this is somebody who should have gotten a lot more games. Taking Mega Man. I fucking love the good Mega Man game. Especially because the concept of like you would beat one level to acquire somebody's power, and then you needed that power to then go to the next level, but they didn't really tell you which person you needed to beat, so you needed to kind of map that out for yourself. It's a great game, and I like the concept. It was like you got to add your players. The character changes as the game goes. You get to add weapons and stuff. And like originally on a Game Boy, playing Mega Man 3 and shit, like that was revolutionary. They're like, oh, I'm gonna change my guns now. I just gotta hit pause. I gotta go over here. It's a great fucking
Mega
game.
Man's a good pick. It was on my
Great
board.
character.
Great name.
That's a great game. And when I was talking before about people speed running games, Mega Man is like known for being speed ran through. So people on Twitch will actually speed run Mega Man, how fast you can be 1, 2, 3. Can you do it all with one controller? Like someone did 1, 2, and 3 on the same controller at the same time, which is absurd.
What?
Like absurd. Yeah. I mean, people are absurd out there when it comes to gaming. Mega Man, it's a great pick. Carl.
Did you ever play Ocarina of Time?
I actually did not.
Oh, you should. It would take you weeks and weeks, but there's videos on YouTube of fucking blind people beating the water temple, which blows my mind. Like people blindfolded, I should say.
Yeah.
It's like they just know how to do it. It's fucking absurd. I would have to spend a week on that to beat that level.
Mega Man had a good look too. Yeah, the helmet and everything.
Yeah,
like
sharp,
He
clean.
looked like a video game
Yes,
character.
very clean video game character.
Mega
And the other thing is the character doesn't work in any other format to me. This isn't a comic book character that you make a video game about. This isn't like a fucking guy that can have his own movie. There isn't any. It's just like you are purely here to play levels and blast lasers at people.
Good point. Mega Man, good pick in the 4th round. MRags, 20 overall. Who is it?
All right. So I've covered a lot of bases here. We went Master Chief. We went Pikachu. We went Crash Bandicoot. A little bit of mix of nostalgia. A little bit current day. I'm the gamer guy here at Barstool. I have to go Captain Price, who is like the main character of Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaigns. He's an icon. If you don't know him, you'll recognize him from his facial hair, which is like the sideburns into the mustache. He always smokes a cigar, but he's a legend. And that's definitely more for like the newer gamers, but he is an icon.
I honestly thought that it was such a fucking easy pick that it was going to get back to me, and that's why I took Lara Croft. But Captain Price, like we just heard, there's fucking teenagers winning $3 million playing the game that Captain Price is the main character of right now. That's how fucking huge he is.
Well, hold on. I got to fact check you there, Dave. The $3 million was Fortnite.
Okay,
that was Fortnite.
But I mean,
right.
Yeah. What's the most money you've ever won playing a Call of Duty tournament?
Most money I've ever won from one, probably like 500, like individual for myself.
Nice.
Like 500. Yeah. And that's just like winning the tournament. That's not like, whether you get subs during the tournament.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So,
snowballs for sure.
Right.
Captain Price, I just was never a Call of Duty guy, but it's one of the biggest games ever.
It's a phenomenon right now.
Yep.
Definitely is.
Good pick.
Even though they
Just
fucked
for
the
that
game
case.
up recently.
All right, who's your 5th rounder, MRags?
Yeah, see, this is a tough one because I'll be honest with you guys, I have a lot of people still on my board that I could go with, but I got to stay true to myself and my favorite game of all time. And this is a lot more niche, which I don't think is the right move, but for me to give a little bit of MRags flair in the draft, there was a game called Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. One of the best games of all time, incorporated all the Disney characters. The main character was Sora, who had a Keyblade, and he was trying to save his friends. This is like more real like gamer, but I'm going Sora. Lock it in. That is your MRags first dog walk snake draft.
Kingdom
Extravaganza?
Hearts?
I've never heard of this. You've heard?
Great fucking game.
Amazing.
I didn't even
I've never played
it took a while to get the game like figured out, like the
Yeah.
landscape, because it's a really big game, and this is back like PS2. But yeah, I mean, that was, but buddies who play games like, yo, you check this, like a word of mouth game almost from gamers. Like that's how I found out about the game. Bought the game, played the game, obsessed with the game. I don't know. I would have been 17.
Yeah, and it was perfect timing for me because I was probably 10 to 11 when the first one came out on PlayStation 2. It had all the Disney characters in it I loved. You go to each character's world. It's way ahead of its time, and they're still making games. The fighting in the game is amazing. So Sora Kingdom Hearts, it's a phenomenal game.
All right, Sora. Good for you, Rag. Sticking to yourself, staying true to yourself. Carl, you're up again.
So I have to disclose that I would normally take, in this case, I was hoping to take Miss Pac-Man. And I had like a nice story about that because we bought an arcade machine when I was a freshman in college. But I can't do that out of respect to Mr. Pac-Man.
Fair.
All right, so I have to go fighter. I don't have a fighter on my board. A lot of people like Mortal Kombat. A lot of people like Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
All right.
Street Fighter was great.
Fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not a bad movie.
I love that movie.
Not a bad fucking movie. I'm taking Ryu. I'm taking the face of Street Fighter. I'm taking Ryu.
Good pick.
Great pick. That's a great pick.
So I haven't seen that movie in 20 years, maybe even longer, but I would watch that movie like every other night. And if I watch it now, I'm sure I'd watch and be like, "This is the biggest piece of shit movie I've ever seen in my life." But
that's one of those two. All three of these.
I loved it.
I liked it too as a kid.
Yeah.
I loved it as a
Good
kid.
movie. Yeah.
It's a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you look up?
But you know what,
Yeah.
though? I bet the fan vote's over 40. Let's see. I bet the fan vote's over. It's 20. The fan vote's 20.
Okay. Can
Close.
you look?
Almost.
Can you look up original Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat. Yes, I can. Do you guys want to guess first?
31.
25.
42.
I think it's higher. What'd you say, Ed?
31.
I'll say 51. I think that one's pretty well renowned.
Okay. What is it?
Audience 57.
Ooh.
Critic 44.
Okay.
Critic 44 is very surprising.
Now, last one. Do Super Mario's. I'm gonna guess 8%.
Come on.
No, I think it got fucking shelled. I'm pretty sure it got shelled. 8.
What do we got, Carl?
I know. I'm pulling it up. 24.
Ooh. Okay.
24,
Audience.
29.
Oh, okay.
So some would say notably better than Street Fighter.
Some would say.
I want to watch it.
Those
just
people
to
would
see
be
how
wrong.
bad
Yeah,
it is.
Those
these
people are
experts,
wrong.
these people.
They're idiots.
Ryu. Good pick.
Good
man.
pick. Dave.
Dave, you're up.
Last pick. So this is I got to expand into my Xbox realm. I'm gonna go with Solid Snake. I was first introduced to Solid Snake in not Sons of Liberty. I was gonna say Sons of Anarchy. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Awesome game. Very very difficult game from what I remember, and good first person shooter. And he was a total fucking badass. You had to sneak around and hide in lockers, and you had that little like night vision thing. It was a good game, and that's about the extent of my video game knowledge. I think I've exhausted it, Ed.
I don't know much about Solid Snake.
I don't know. I've never heard of that
I don't
before
know.
either.
Metal
You-
Gear Solid?
Metal Gear Solid, yeah.
Awesome.
I've heard of the
Awesome
game. I've
games,
heard
yeah.
that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just awesome fucking game.
Yeah, they're great games.
Well,
You've
that's,
played way more video games than I realized.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You got a PS4,
Carl,
right?
Carl knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Carl knows. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do this a lot on Snake Drafts, but like I got a brother who's just a big gamer and stuff, and just growing up in the house, we didn't have Nintendo until I was in 6th grade, but then when we got it out of the box, then it's all we had were fucking games. It was like a big thing, like we gamed a lot, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I guess.
all these games sound like classics. So
Well, the Metal Gear Solid one is cool because that's the one where you can like sneak around the corner, and just snipe and assassinate
Right.
people. So it's just a really
That was where like first person shooters started becoming way more advanced.
so they would give you the third person view,
And that too,
which and I don't think there's even a character from this game that's eligible. Red Dead Revolver, not Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Revolver, which came out in 2004, was like a big third person shooter game, and around those. Because it would take the camera angle out, then you could like do
you
cooler
could like,
shit. I guess
like,
you could see the character
strife
like,
around corners and shit. It was a really fucking cool game. And I remember thinking to myself, the first time I played that game in Halo, I had just gotten like I had gone from Nintendo 64 and like all these cartoon characters to like holy shit, like what's the planet Halo's on or whatever, like this looks real. And Metal Gear Solid is like burned into my brain because of that. It's like you look like you're fucking murdering someone right now.
Solid Snake off the board. Chief, you're up.
I think he's in the newer versions of Smash Bros. Right? Solid Snake.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
And I confirm Sonic is as well. So.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, so they
Okay,
did
so
do
they
it.
did do that.
Nintendo
All right.
crossover.
So is Pac-Man. Pac-Man is as well.
Ooh.
Damn.
What
Eddie,
did
you fucking
Pac-Man
sell
do?
out.
Ooh, that's fucked up.
You thought you got the arcade guy. We're gonna put the put the Super Smash Brothers
We're
one
gonna
on
put
the
the Adam
graphic.
Sandler movie one. Watch Kenjack do that. That's a lock.
Yeah. To me.
Yeah, to you.
All right, so I'm out of video games for the most part. I don't want to take something from another character from Mario Kart, so I'm going with something from, and I think the one I really want, I know you guys will veto, based on your reaction to the James Bond pick. So I'm going with an ox from Oregon Trail. So I just like, you could pick horses or oxes. I'm taking a fucking ox, that little 8, what do you call
They're
that?
so slow.
No, but they're sturdy. You get 4 ox, you're gonna make it.
I don't know. They can't ford a river
They
very
can
well.
ford a river. They're better at fording the rivers than the horses were. So I'm taking the ox.
Yeah, but then they fucking sink the ship because they're so fat and heavy.
No, they're out front. They just
What
truck
game
right-
is this?
Oregon Trail. Oh, rags.
MRags.
Rags. Dude.
Okay, wait. So I will say this is where I run into a lot of trouble with this company. Is a lot of people they like. I'm such a current gamer. I didn't play so many of these older games, and it gets me into trouble here. I've never played.
Dude, no one
Oregon
played
Trail.
Oregon Trail because they wanted to, dude. We did it because we fucking had to. Like you
No,
just.
I liked
you didn't
Oregon
even want to.
Trail. What
Bro,
are you talking about?
Computer class at school. Like
Yeah.
you were,
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
like
yes.
you were staying
man.
up till 10 o'clock at night, and your parents were like, "Turn the computer off." No, I'm playing
I
Oregon
would
Trail.
have played Oregon Trail.
Yeah,
at
but
home.
make no
Yeah.
mistake about it. There was like one of the only options.
That's
Yeah.
the education
That's
game.
the
to
point.
me.
Right,
Like,
that
you
is
were
the
at
education
school
game.
playing Oregon Trail.
Right.
Like if it were up to you, you'd
Buddy?
be at recess. You'd
Bro,
be in
you-
gym.
Do you want to know why I know the name Independence, Missouri? Because that's where we took off from on that journey. You go to
amazing.
Independence, Missouri.
It's amazing.
And you just go with your covered wagon, and then you load up on weapons and ammo and oxen, and you just blast the shit out of these
Indians.
little.
Are we the
well,
old
no,
guys?
you don't kill Indians in that game.
I thought you did kill
No, you
Indians.
kill like buffalo and rabbits and stuff, and then you get to that the chimney.
Oh, no. The Indians help you, actually.
They help.
Yeah,
well, they could rob you actually too. Sometimes they would rob you, but you get to like the different rock formations, those places along the Oregon Trail, and then eventually you die of like cholera. And this was a great
yeah,
game.
and snake bites.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
it was
it's a great
awesome.
game.
It's good. I mean, I don't know.
Steve-
The ox doesn't
Yeah.
stand out, but Oregon Trail.
I'm pretty sure,
Yeah, but like I was
That-
an ox guy.
and I don't have any reason to say this other than it's just like I'm pretty sure you could just Google it and play for free online, and it would take
Probably.
you like
I
a half
bet-
an hour.
That's one of
45
those
minutes.
things where you did with the
I
geo
tried.
tracker with Bren. Like you guys should do that with all
Yeah.
the employees. That would.
I
be
would like
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little Oregon Trail. Oregon
Yeah.
Trail. Oregon.
Well,
However
depends.
you,
Oregon.
however you say.
Oregon Trail.
I say
Oregon.
Oregon.
Chief, I really want to know what your. You don't have to say it now. Maybe when the draft's over, the pick you thought we were going to veto.
Oh, I'll
was. I'm
say
curious
it.
about
I'll
that.
say it. I'll say it. I mean, it won't get
All right.
picked, but we'll let Eddie do his pick.
So it's to be Mr. Irrelevant. This is probably getting too cute, but I don't care because it's also one of those, in my opinion, that everybody knows about this.
And I
it
just
makes,
took ox,
and
so.
it makes me laugh. There's one guy who never participated in basketball games, and so a character named Player 23 always replaced him. I'm going to go with Player. I'm going to go with the fake Michael Jordan. Player. That's a good pick.
Yeah,
It's a good
I mean,
pick.
it's
But
fine.
you just said it's off
That's a
Michael
cool
Jordan
pick.
and it's a fictional characters draft.
I know it's a fix because Player is fictional.
No, but you said it was Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, now, because here's what I was going to take instead of the oxen was UF quarterback number 15, which is Tim Tebow from the college football video game 2009.
Yeah, I mean, by technical terms, I think they count.
But like you gave such an objection to James Bond, who is
No, I didn't object to it. He said it
no,
was
he
just a
was
bad
like,
pick.
but like you guys
Yeah.
were
But
all
Player 23 Player doesn't exist.
Player 23
Without
is
video
basically, yeah.
games.
So not only are you walking that line way more than Chief because Michael Jordan's a real
No.
person, you are
He is a real
absolutely.
person. Which is why I didn't take Tebow.
But Player is fake. That's what I'm saying.
So is UF QB number 15 fake?
Technically, yes. Technically,
No,
yes.
he got mousetrapped. Is what he
Are
did.
you gonna-
just-
are
he
you
got
gonna-
mousetrapped.
are you gonna
knock
veto?
him out. You
I'm
could
not going
mount-
to
you
veto
could-
because
I
I
got
think
more
it's
on
a
my board
shit
if you
pick,
want.
but-
I just, everyone would laugh, be like, "Oh, dude, MJ," and he was Player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
what'd
they
you call
they
him?
didn't want to pay
Yeah,
for the rights. Yeah.
It's because he never opted into the Players Association.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't want to pay the fees. Like, I am the league. Yeah. It's like the Portnoy. Like, I am the network. I don't. You work for a network. I am the network.
And
that was Jordan.
What was the guy who was Barry Bonds in Slugfest? I forget the name they used for him.
Oh, but it was Barry Bonds. He wore 25. Yeah.
What was his name? Fuck.
Well, the original Ken Griffey Jr. game on Super Nintendo, they didn't have anybody's names except Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
It was like Frank Thomas was like Big Magoo to do or something like.
Well, that was the original college football video game too. They didn't have the rights to any of the schools, so it would be like Tallahassee State, and it would be South Bend University, and it would just be like, and they would just not call
Evanston.
them. Yeah, exactly. Evanston wasn't in it; they weren't good enough.
It was John Dowd.
John Dowd. Yes, that was John Dowd.
Barry Bonds and WPO5. He was John Dowd.
Yep.
I realized through doing this draft that there's far less iconic video game characters than you thought. Like, once we got to the third round, I think it kind of slimmed down where like the slam dunk started to dry up a little bit.
Does player count or no? Do you guys want to veto?
I'm not going to veto because it's.
We're not. Yeah, no, this counts. You can take it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
It's your loophole.
Yeah, it is a loophole. I can't guarantee that you won't get rained on a tidal wave of Red Ed memes, but.
What do you mean? It's not like yours got banned either.
Ed,
that's
you
your
picked
point.
the category. You said it was fictional characters. You immediately
does player
said
exist?
it's
Does
based-
player exist, Dave?
He does. He does exist.
Who is he? Show me him.
He looks a lot like Michael Jordan.
Well, that's Michael Jordan to me. Player is a different guy.
But
They're just
but it's not.
very similar.
You used the description of Michael Jordan. when
Very
describing
similar. I
play.
misspoke. I apologize.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Look at it.
I misspoke.
It's fine. I can't control how the internet will react to this pick. They might call you an evil dictator who plays by his own rules.
I wonder why.
They might say that. I am not saying that. I'm not
wonder why.
vetoing. But if people wanted to say that, I could see where they would be coming from.
Here's the rounded out picks. MRags, Master Chief, Pikachu, Crash Bandicoot, Captain Price, Sora, Carl, Pablo Sanchez, Kratos, Yoshi, Mega Man, Ryu, White Sox Dave, Link, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Lara Croft, Solid Snake, Chief, James Bond, Sonic, Sub-Zero, James Patterson, Ox from Oregon Trail, Eddie, Pac-Man, Mario, Glass Joe, Tommy Vercetti, Player. Is there any honorable mentions? Like you said, Luigi, Wario.
Star
Duke
Fox.
Nukem. Yeah,
Star Fox doesn't get credit, and Frogger I thought would have been a nice arcade mix.
it's a
But
good one.
I had Frogger.
Frogger's
yeah.
a good one. Low-key. I actually have
Mortal
like
Kombat.
Scorpion was a
Scorpion,
good
yeah.
one, but again, the Sub-Zero. You didn't want to go
Yeah.
Sub-Zero versus
Right.
Scorpion because they're basically the same. I had like 10 that didn't get listed, but like the highlights were Odd Job would have been selected if we didn't go James Bond.
Yeah,
I think one that slipped through was Kirby. Low-key
I
Kirby.
had Kirby towards the top of my list, and I kept like
yeah, very good Kirby.
Kirby's an icon. Spyro, Princess Zelda, Princess Peach,
Yep.
Samus, Ezio from Assassin's Creed, and then the last one I was gonna take was Sly Cooper from the PlayStation 2 game, Sly Cooper.
Okay.
I don't remember the full name of the game. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, those were the undrafteds from my list.
Dr. Robotnik,
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
good villain.
The other ones I thought of
Tails.
were like Marge from the Simpsons video game too. If you want, but I feel
That'd
like
be a good
that
one.
probably
That
would.
definitely wasn't count.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
All right, I was between this guy for the fifth round. It was between Ryu and Marcus Phoenix. Gears of War is such a good fucking game.
Yeah,
You could like
it was iconic. I think that's definitely one slipped
when
through.
you like they put a chainsaw on the end of a machine gun, and you would just go around and like grab people and saw their
So
bodies
it's like a
in
bayonet,
half.
but with a
Yeah,
chainsaw.
it really is.
Yeah.
I think the violence that they put into the game was something that got people talking. Was like, yo, you won't believe like the blood splatters
Yeah.
up onto your screen when you kill the zombies.
Question to you, because you're the only one that appreciates backyard or played backyard baseball. I had one other backyard baseball character on it. Did you have anyone else?
No, just Pablo.
Okay. I had Pete Wheeler. He was legit too.
I don't know if you could take him though with Pablo on
Yeah,
the
he
board.
was
You'd
fast.
just be
He was
looking.
fast.
Yep.
Banjo, Dave, you
Pablo's
like
first,
Banjo?
Pete
yeah,
second.
Banjo Kazooie is great.
Johnny Cage. I had another cutesy one, but I don't know. The Master Hand from Super Smash Brothers, like that's
It's a great
where
one.
it
Yep.
smashes
Yeah,
you down.
yeah.
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 You got to avoid it.
yeah. He was.
That's a sneaky little guy. Yeah, that is a good
I
one.
had Ganondorf.
Good. That would. I think Ganondorf is a better character than
But
Bowser.
for the like Bowser's more iconic. Ganondorf Is it Ganon or Ganondorf?
I think it's just Ganondorf.
Ganondorf, right?
Yeah, it is Ganondorf.
Ganondorf from Zelda.
I was
yeah.
getting confused with Gandalf, but it's Ganondorf. Yeah.
Ganondorf, yeah, from Zelda. That motherfucker. God damn him. But he, like, nobody knows who he is, really. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I get
Most
it.
people, I would say, don't know him.
Anybody else?
I
He
thought
already
last
had his
one I'll
own
mention.
pick.
I thought the Golden Tee guy would have been a good pick.
Okay.
You know, like that was. That's it.
What do you say, MRags?
The last one I'll mention is John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, the first one. He was the
Okay.
main character.
Okay, I like that. That's very popular. MRags, where can people find everything, man? What's your channel and everything like
Yeah,
that?
appreciate you asking. So I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/MRagsTV, Warzone, FIFA. We pretty much play any game, GeoGuessr, you name it. Barstool Game Time on YouTube. We have weekly videos every Friday dropping. You guys have been in a ton of the videos, Super Smash, GeoGuessr, etc. And then on Twitter, all my socials is just at Barstool MRags. Keep it simple, keep it easy. Hashtag company man, hashtag page views.
Challenge FIFA.
Veto.
Okay. What? You gonna accept? I just challenge you.
To what?
Some kind of FIFA game.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll take
Okay.
that. I thought you
All
said
right.
challenge veto. I was like, wait,
No,
you
no,
can't-
FIFA. Did
No,
I say veto?
Oh,
He
hell
said
yeah.
FIFA.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll play in FIFA.
Yeah,
There you go.
oh, hell yeah. We're doing we got a little 4 Local Friday stream tomorrow, which is FIFA challenges. We're getting a YouTuber in here to come. We're playing a lot of FIFA games in the office in HQ. But, Chief, anytime you want to smoke in FIFA, I'm down.
Okay. I'll probably lose by 50, but I'll play.
There we go, MRags. Thanks for coming on, man. Definitely go check out his stuff. Welcome, I guess. And
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys. I personally love Barstool Chicago. You guys are awesome people. Just what you see on the cam is what you get in person, which is really cool to see. I've had a lot of experience with Dave. He's just a phenomenal individual.
about
Let's
that.
just call him that. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on. This was
High
very exciting.
character guy.
My
He's a
first
high
one in the
character
book.
guy.
Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, MRags.
I'm
All
a
right,
team guy.
everybody. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.